Hi everyone, welcome to EduTV Nigeria. If this is your first time watching this channel, do well to click on the subscription button. This is the story of the Koma people of Adamawa State in Nigeria. A tribe unmoved by civilization. They still use leaf as clothes which they wear on their own body. In a beautiful mountain terrain lives a tribe untouched, untarnished by civilization and its hassles. The world is moving on, fast-paced into the fourth revolution. A world of robots, high-end technology, evolving traditions and cultures. Also, environmental changes, yet this group of people remain unbothered by the world evolving around them. The Koma people of Adamawa State in northern Nigeria still live in ancient times. As civilized as the country seems, the Koma people still practice the killing of twin babies. In fact, these babies are buried alongside the mother without a rethink. Primitively it may seem, but these people still believed that twin births are evil and unacceptable. According to these people, Koma, which means to go back, making it seem like the name has a stake in their way of life. For reasons too obvious to ignore, some have described the Koma people as ancient. Others have described them as primitive. Whichever this case may be, the Koma people have refused to tag along with civilization. Koma is located in the Atlantic Mountains of Adamawa State. The Koma people also shares border with southern Cameroon. Atlantica in Kanuri language means Allah hasn't yet arrived, due to the fact that the Koma tribal people living in the Atlantica mountains keep their traditional African religion and their ancient traditions, despite being surrounded by Islamic society in the nearby Faru Valley. They share border with Cameroon and are divided into three main groups: the Hill-dwelling Beya and Damanti, the Vonim and Vere lowlanders. In Cameroon, there had 21 Koma villages, while here in Nigeria we have just 17 Koma villages. The Koma people became recognized as Nigerians in 1961, a year after Nigeria got its independence. Today, Koma is part of the 7 districts of Ganye local government in Adamawa State. The Koma Hill was discovered in 1986 by a corps member. They have their language, which is Koma, with an estimated 61,000 speakers. One thing about this tribe is their culture. They are made of entirely committed to their traditional culture. To date, they still dress like their forefathers. The men are seen wearing loincloths, while the women wear fresh leaves tied around their waists, and they still live in the caves. Some of their men adorn contemporary clothes, but the women stick to nudity and live wear. The family believe that if women wear modern clothes, they will incur the wrath of the gods with a visitation of either death or barrenness. They stick to these rules to the extent that when government authorities made it mandatory in some markets for people to put on clothes, the women would put clothes wrappers over the leaves only in the markets and remove them on their way back to the hills. They use traditional salts, which is mango, produced from the hills for cooking. They don't use matches to make fire, but rub stones together to ignite the fire. They also use some special oil produced via a natural technology and other forms of food not common to other ethnic groups around the state. According to findings, the Koma people have respect for their chiefs, elders, and government agents, but would never trade their beliefs, culture, and tradition for anything, not even money. They are cut off from the rest of the Nigerian society in terms of modern civilizations. As earlier stated, untarnished is their traditions and customs. In Koma Hill, inheritance is in the maternal lineage, including child inheritance. Interestingly, in this age and time, a Koma man shares his wife with friends, especially visitors, because according to them, it is a sign or mark of acceptance and friendship. Most of their occupation is rearing animals, as you could see them cohabit with animals, sharing food and drinking water sources. Anthropologists and human rights activists believe that responsible tourists can help preserve the Koma culture, ease their daily lives, and help to eliminate the brutal ones like the bearing of twins with the mother. They are now getting involved so that the Atlantica Mountains and Faru Valley do not suffer the harmful effects of massive tourists like it has happened in other tribal regions of the world. Koma Hill have become a center of attraction for soul winners, as evangelical churches within and outside Nigeria now scrambled for the souls of these people to win them and introduce them to serving God. The Koma people believe in the existence of a supreme being, variously called Zum or Num. These words are also used for the sun. The neighboring chamber also used the same word, Su, for the sun, as well as for Almighty God. In order to get what man likes within the unalterable will of God's arrangements, the Koma recognize the powers of local deities such as Kene, which can be appealed to for health, vitality, and fertility. Each hamlet and household has a Ken shrine under the charge of male ritual functionaries, Kene Mari, who is assisted by male prophets, Pani. The occupation of the Koma Hill dwellers is mainly on farming, hunting, and also gathering. Except for hunting, both men and women engage in cultivation, weeding, and gathering. Women often have their own farms separated from their male counterparts. However, both cooperate at appropriate times in helping with each other's farm. Muslim organizations are not left out in the soul winning strategies, as Islamic organizations have their camps in Koma where they work hard to convert as many as possible. These people still use the ancient natural cooling system, where a pot of water is half buried in the ground to provide a cooling effect. With over 30 settlements, the Koma people live with no electricity and no safe drinking water, just as the roads linking the villages are mere bush paths that are not motorable. Ironically, most Koma people are not concerned about the absence of these basic amenities, as they have their natural ways of solving their problems. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Make sure you click on the like button and also share this video. This is EduTV Nigeria.